So back in 2020, when we did our original podcast, you were pretty open about your income.
Yes.
How has it changed over the last 4 years? Because I think from everyone I've talked to, everything has kind of gone down since then.
Really?
Has that been
really?
Well, I guess the finance niche went up so much that it was abnormally high for a while because that's the content people were watching.
For sure. And I totally understand that during COVID. I didn't actually see a spike or a decline during COVID in audience at all. My channel is in a very weird position that I'm happy about, but I also don't fully understand. I've been averaging the same amount of views almost every single video for like 4 or 5 years. Almost every single video is between 900,000 and 1.1 million views consistently, every single video for years. Of course, I've had a video that's gone over, a couple videos have gone under, but on average, it's always the same. And the ad revenue is the same. I want to say on that podcast, I probably said I was making 2 million a year. 2 million a year in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, projecting for 2020, like literally the exact, almost to a T.
You know what? It's crazy. That's the sort of consistency that people would dream to have.
For sure.
It could also be demotivating because you don't see progress, that every year you just want to do a little more than the last.
For sure. There's nothing better than growing. I mean, the old saying is if
you're not growing,
you're dying, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the first couple of years on YouTube when I was growing really, really fast was so much fun. It was so addicting because you're improving in so many ways and the audience is appreciating that improvement by engaging more, watching your videos longer, interacting, views are going up. It allows you to buy more cars, do crazier things. So from a creativity standpoint, it opens all these different avenues. And then, you hit this plateau and you're right. I'd rather plateau than fall off, but it is a little bit like, you're still chasing that growth, right? And so you're trying these new things like, you're doing this crazy reel build here, or you're going to this crazy location there, and you still get the same, like it's still the exact same, but at the same time, like the consistency, the I don't know, it's I mean, and for ad spots, it's amazing. Working for sponsorships, I can guarantee a certain level of views almost every single video. But growth is fun. You always want to grow.
We were talking earlier about your overhead and how you do everything yourself.
Yes.
That's something that I really admire. And I think Jack and I were talking about this a long time ago, of just like when it comes to overhead and like stress running a business, that you just do it in such a way where it doesn't seem overwhelming, that you have like complete control over everything you do.
Yeah.
Do you think,
that's always been the goal. I think back on that podcast, I said it, the goal was never this. The goal was to get one Lamborghini. Like that was what I was shooting for. And I'm just so fortunate to have everything that I have, that the last thing I ever want to get caught doing in life is sacrificing the other things that I love in my life to make more money. And money is good, money is bad in so many different ways. It allows freedom, but I think it can also sour the heart and the brain. You can get so caught up in the pursuit of money. And one thing that I really love about my YouTube channel is that the roots are so innocent. I started my YouTube channel, there was no goal of making money because I didn't even know you could. I kind of sort of fell into it. I was passionate about cars. And then once I realized you could make money, obviously I went very strategic. I took a business approach to it. I've made decisions to maximize that for sure, but I never want the money to be the purpose. So I don't want to sacrifice the creativity in the videos to make more money. And I definitely could, because if I hired a team, I could produce more volume. I could make more videos, but I think the quality of the videos would go down and it wouldn't have the personal connection that I love about YouTube. Yeah. Because when YouTube first started, it was this, just a couple guys, talking to a camera in a very, not I don't want to say amateur way. This isn't amateur, but like, YouTube has become so corporate now, right? You have these teams, you have, these conglomerates that are building these YouTube empires where they have, 50 camera guys and a dozen editors and, they're spending, $500,000 on a video. And then, there's me holding a camera doing the filming, the editing, the directing, the producing, the acting, the scripting, the financing the project independently as well. All just me. And that's what YouTube always used to be. And I miss those days, honestly. I feel like YouTube has become so corporate. And in my own way, I'm trying to like hold on to that.
Yeah.
That
you know
old
why? It's just
mentality.
because there's so much competition.
There
are so many more people
Yep.
making videos
Mhm.
today, and they're making videos at such a high level.
Right.
I know in the finance space, when I was doing content, there was nothing that existed on the terms of like passive income, real estate investing, stock market investing. So few videos that
Right.
if you made one at the time, you'd rank like top 3 on search, your video would get recommended. Now you're up against people who will spend 6 months making one video. And that video is so good that anyone who's posting on a consistent basis, they can't keep up. Like that video is so perfect that that's going to do the best. And so because of that, the competition is just it's exhausting.
Oh, it is.
It
Yeah,
can be.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean when I first started my automotive YouTube career, I would reach out to a lot of these car owners, right? And I'd be like, "Hey, would it be possible if I can just like come film a video of your car collection?" And this was back in the infancy of social media, and a lot of these guys were like, "Yeah, of course." Like they didn't get hit up very often, right?
Mhm.
And I would go there and I'd do my little thing where I'm talking to the camera, and they probably thought it was like cute or whatever, right? Like, oh, he's a little kid, he's passionate, like I love it. Those same guys now have YouTube channels, Like it's crazy. Corporations have YouTube channels. I mean, it's unbelievable. The car world. I mean, when I first started, you had Robert Himmler, you had Shmi 150, you had Brian Zook, Doug DeMuro was pretty early. I was pretty early. I know I'm missing a couple guys. And now I couldn't even name
Vehicle versions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't even name
Parker.
I couldn't even name all the automotive YouTubers with even at 1 million subs. There's so many.
Yeah.
And then every day I find a new channel that has 500,000 subs. It's in the automotive space. And then you add TikTok, you add Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. I mean, it's just gotten crazy how much competition there is.
So how do you balance it? Because I've noticed you posting a little less lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one thing that has gotten harder is that I feel like I have done everything in the car world that I want to do. There are certain things that I could do that I don't want to do, if that makes sense. But I've been doing this for 12 years. I've filmed over 1,000 videos. I've modified cars. I've owned so many cars. I've done every wide body kit. I've done engine mods. I've done top speed videos. I put cars on tracks. It's harder and harder to come up with interesting things to film. As much as I hate how consistent my YouTube channel is, I really want to maintain the consistency. And so you never want to post a video that does bad. It's hard to try new things that might not perform, especially as YouTube becomes, it's at the end of the day, it is still somewhat of a business. And you have sponsors that, want to promote their products on your videos. And, I love the sponsors that I work with, and I want the videos to perform well as well. So the last thing I want to do is have a video bomb by trying something new or doing something different. And yeah, it gets harder and harder to come up with new ideas. And I still love the creativity of YouTube. And so I also want to do new things. And so sometimes I could film this video and it probably would do well, but I'm not as excited about it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just not going to film it,
I think there was one time you went a month. Was it a month without posting?
Well, there was one time in 2019, 2020, I got sick and it was 17 days. That was early January. But I think that's still the longest is 17 days. Sometimes less is more too, though. It feels more like an occasion or an event when a video pops up versus some of the corporate channels post videos every single day.